What is up, everybody? I'm going to be teaching you how to play Diana jungle like a challenger, like a pro player. So for starters, Diana jungle, I would rate her as one of the best AP junglers, S tier for sure. Her difficulty, she's actually quite easy. I would say she, excels the most around, any ELO. She's very well rounded, silver, gold, up to challenger. She's very strong right now. Extremely good as an AP jungler that you want to pick up. So important things to understand is she's a full clear jungler. You want to play for your item spikes. This game, you can either go Nashers or Lich Bane into the Storm Surge, into, decap Zhonya's. I find this to be, a really good build. There are a few iterations, it's flexible how you want to build. But so far, this is a very strong build that's very easy to use. For clear is always, solo whatever you can. If you're not going to get a leash, you can just solo Raptors. This game, well, I'm not going to get a leash. Well, we'll solo Raptors. And it really, you want to kind of play off that information. And you want to play off full clears, right? She's a very kind of oriented farm jungler that you really need to kind of play that. So her Q is very, unique in a way. You just have to get used to the arcing component of it. Sort of like the moon. And the rest of her abilities is pretty simple. Her W, we're going to start W level 2. Q, W, then E. We're going to be maxing Q and then W second. So here, you notice how I don't spam all my spells. You want to cycle your spells because of your passive. So pretty much, if you watch, you're going to notice that every time I cast a spell, I get passive attack speed for 5 seconds. This buff right here. So you always want to utilize it. So when you do it, you kind of want to space your spells out, especially in the early gear, to just really get faster as, a jungle pather. You want your first clear to be as fast as possible. And this is just something you're going to be practicing as you kind of jungle and play the game. But something to note is that when you use your Q and E, you're not really going to be using it as often, but generally, if you can wait a bit when you're casting your W, that can always help you out as well. So here, Belle's going for a bot gank. I decide that, well, do I really want to do anything? Not really. If I can get away with full clearing, in my opinion, I think it's a very powerful thing. Here, I'm going to start the next camp as I finish off the wolf. You can always use your Q to Moonlight proc it and then use your passive to finish off whatever is left. And here I just make sure I'm finishing the blue as fast as possible. And I'm just constantly watching the bot lane situation. I know Velvet was basing, so we get to see her base. And that's really important because my direction is going down. Like, I'm going bot side. So eventually I'm going to help. We're going to dive this Jinx Yuumi, but these things, they take time. I don't want to interrupt my clear for a maybe. We're always going to play for the guarantees, right? The guaranteed plays are the ways you're going to get better. You don't necessarily need to be taking so many risks and things like that. You generally want to be playing very, safe kind of play style. And here we can always redive because, well, what happened was the enemy bot lane used a lot of summoners. And in fact, Yuumi, Jinx have no summoners left. So what will we do to punish them? Well, we're going to set up a dive because we have really good champions to dive. Also, this is Diamond MMR, so these players should know that this is diveable. I always ward over just to track the movements. Jinx is going to come with Yuumi. That's just a guaranteed kill. So here we're going to go on them fast. Get on the Jinx. Keep autoing. Kill the cat as well. I'm just going to tank it. Tank the last shot if I need to. Just so we can guarantee the kill. It's just a fast base. If you die like that, it's not a big deal. Here we go with Blast One. Blast One is a very good component. You want to get Blasting One because it gives you the most ability power early game. And then we're going to go into like the daggers or the Codex. I actually like this if I can one buy it. It's quite nice on Diana. There you're probably like, Inori, was that really worth it? Well, Jinx is level 2. And this meta is a bot side meta. So if I can get my bot lane ahead, I'm happy. And if I can get them ahead while getting myself ahead, I'm even happier, right? Like, I really don't miss out on much. Maybe a crab. But realistically, look at the CS difference. I'm still ahead of Velvet. And it's really important to know when it's good to make plays like that as a jungler. But also know when you can do stuff like that and it doesn't affect you all that much, right? As you can kind of watch this game, it didn't really affect me that much. So here, I could cross and go for a mid gank. And the reason why it's good here, because I'm going to go bot side anyway. So if I do something now, I have a time to do something now. And then after that, I'm pretty much done. I'm going to go focus bot side. So here, I'm going to actually stop the Vlad base if I see him. But if it's too far away, we're not going to be doing that. So here, I'm going to ward, take his Raptors. It's good for me to take the Raptors here because Velvet is top side. Also, the enemy mid is pretty much gone. And also, the enemy ball lane, well, what do we do in situations where we get the enemy ball in sums and their immobile carries, well, we just gank them again, right? Here, I know I'm playing Vision, so it's actually quite good. And you're just doing damage is always important for these kind of plays. Letting them clear the pink is kind of sad, though. It's not something you want to do. But we're able to kind of bait that out a bit, ideally. Velvet came, but I still have flash, so even me playing that psychotic level, it's really not that punishable because of the situation that is. They have a Jinx Yumi. We actually have, you know, Nila who's strong and Rakan who's strong. And you're probably like, Inori, you're like, what about the objectives? What about Void Grabs? I could do Dragon. This game, like we said, right? What is our condition? We're getting balling really behind. So do I really want to give up any balling pressure and just run all the way top side? Probably not. Like, yeah, sure, Void Grabs, I could get them, maybe. But do I really need them? No, because if I'd rather play for Dragon, because we're sort of playing for balling, right? We're playing hard for balling. So that actually reveals that Velvet might be there. So that's actually quite good for us. Actually kind of want to finish the Dragon, though, because Velvet actually has no way to kind of move here. I'm not intimidated by her moving here. She should be on Void Grabs because there's no way, realistically, for her to even kind of contest this play. So a bit of a mistake by her. So here, actually, Zed is getting solo killed. He's in a situation which is quite hard for him to handle. So I'm just kind of crossing here. I'm going to get 6 quite fast. Velvet could play for Void Grabs now. And now there's really nothing left boss side, right? Like, I don't think we're going to dive until maybe 6. I don't really have much farm left. I could maybe contest the Void Grabs now with my 6 versus, you know, potentially, you know, the Velvet 6. And now it's actually relatively good. And here we see the mark actually hit. So that's actually really important. The reason why that's important is it pretty much tells me Velvet was bot side. Now she's desperately trying to salvage the problem I sort of created there, which is bot lane is unplayable. They're down double CS. They're really getting pretty much destroyed. So here I can kind of take advantage of her being kind of wasteful bot side by her bad pathing decisions. She should have instantly ran to the Void Grabs, and that was her mistake. She might desperately try to gank them, but I pretty much set my team up to be very strong, so I'm happy as long as they don't grief. And now I'm going to do my base timer, and now I'm going to go bot side. You're probably like, Inori, what about these two camps? Don't even worry about it. They're baiting this gank off really well. They're wasting time. So here, I'm going to get Darksteel too, because I think I'm about to pop up. So here, I'm going to come to reassure them that, you know, like, we can make something happen here. As long as they live here, they're doing really good. There, I think they baited a bit too much, but if Zed can clean up, it's really good. That's a flash, right? You know what's really important for flashes on Diana is... What's really important for Diana is to understand champion flashes. Here, I could instantly go for a play, but no. We do need Recon, so I'm going to just keep farming as... You know, the opportunity to kill balling comes back again. And I do this a lot to win games. I just heavily play, you know, towards a lane that's really winning hard. Like, I honestly ignore topside a bit because top lane, you're not going to win games through topside. Like, I don't play like this exactly every game, like, for sure. This is not how I play every game. But once there's some bleeding, once the enemy, like, weak champ that's scaling, that wants to scale, like, Jinx is bleeding, it's just really important to capitalize on that. So here, I'm going to kind of go for the dash here. Get one more last auto off because I don't want this cat to think anything less of me. And here, that's kill. That's a kill we're looking for. And that pretty much breaks the game open for bot side. I could play more greedy going in the jungle, but at this point, I'm pretty happy that Nila will be able to finish off what I started. She's going to get the tower most likely. And they should break the tower because it's only a Yumi, right? Yumi cannot defend a tower. And now I just kind of go farm whatever is left to heal up a bit. Here, I'm actually quite cautious that Velvet could have gone into my top side. I'm actually kind of worried that it could be bad. So what do? Is I actually play kind of slow. So here I want to Q check. And it's actually dead. So that tells me that I should just instantly go into her bot side. That's like the play I'm going to be playing right now. In fact, it might have been better for me to just flip it and just go instantly into Belvet's bot side. But most likely, my situation would result in me sort of losing these kind of camps. Because I obviously show bot side, a very common reaction for, you know, the champion, like whoever you're thinking of, is to pretty much do that. Here, I'm actually going to take this too. And I see Belvet topside finally. Hey, I'm pretty happy. I don't think they should freeze the wave here, so I would like to break that freeze. But I don't know if I'm strong enough to one-shot her in front of Yuumi. That's a bit of a problem. But I do think the wave is eventually going to die. But if I think Yuumi bases without, you know, Jinx, I think that could be a really good play for us. So here I'm going to capitalize. I'm going to go behind her here. Should be a free kill. Just want to get on her, you know, and then R, and then just auto her down. I'm not going to use my E until, you know, I hit the Q for the double proc. And, you know, that's just punishing a weak champion. Their win condition is sort of this Jinx as well, you know, 80 carries that are immobile. I always like to punish them because that is a weakness for a champion. You should play to kind of punish that weakness if you can. Here, what's my next goal? Objectives. Dragons coming up, Void Grubs coming up. So I have a lot of money I want to base. I could stay and try to take that tower. It's also not that great for me if I do that. So here I'm going to just get one pink ward. And off we go back onto the rift. Here we go again. Oh geez, Morty, I don't know about this one. Well, Yuumi's on Velvet and no longer on Jinx. That's a good thing. You see how hard I punish a champion like Jinx once I know her flash is down? You have to have this kind of like... this mentality. You have to have this kind of hunger to really punish them when their summoners are gone like that. I could flash in this situation, but it's quite risky too. I don't like chasing champions in my opinion. Unless I feel like the champion's easy to chase. A Belvet doesn't sound like someone who's easy to chase down. So I just get whatever I can and I just stay on like what my goal is. My goal is the objective. I stay on it and I move on to the next objective. Rakan, I don't know why he's over there. I guess no mana. Here you always want to hug here to dodge like vision from the tower. Minions will reveal you either way, but this could be risky if I'm entering dragon by myself, right? Because I don't know exactly the situation, but I feel confident that I can potentially stop anyone. But I might have to stop him before I deal with the dragon. So this guy might be a problem that we have to deal with. I don't think we're going to be able to go on him. I just want to get the wave so I can start dragon without worrying about a Yone. I play very safe playstyle when it's like I'm trying to win. And that's how you should have that mentality as well. You gotta be really conservative because you have teammates like this Zed who offer literally nothing, right? They will not help you. They are a liability in every way possible. Rakan should have been following me because we can actually punish this Yone here. If he doesn't show here, he's actually in one of these brushes, so he's actually might be in that one, so I have to respect him. I'm strong, but I'm still a bit worried about Yone potentially having spells up. But if you can bait out spells, they're pretty much pointless to have. Yone, you can always sidestep his R ability, stuff like that. Here, I just push out the next wave because I am carry. I am strong. I need cash money to really carry. Zed, he's a worm. He's not going to help us. Worms are worms. No matter how much you feed them, no how much food you give them, in the end, they still are just worms. Here, I'm just going to go next camp. I'm just farming up right now. I generally, you know, like I say a lot of my videos, I really want to emphasize, you know, you want to do plays off of your cooldowns, your R, your flash. These are things you need to think about when you want to go for a play. I already did my play. I went for whatever I did. And now I don't have R up anymore. Very risky for me to do another play. So this is, I would say, can generally be risky. You always have to be smart when you take these sort of risky plays. But honestly, so ahead, it was a good play. I don't force plays when I don't have the right spells for it right there. That was sort of a play coming to me, so it's more acceptable to do something like that with my R being down, because they are sort of playing this kind of chase overextending game that we can punish without needing, you know, our R. If I was to force a gank, I do want to gank when my R is up. You know, right? You want to play around these cooldowns. So here we go, Storm Surge seconds, very popular build. You could, if you're really rich, just go straight into like a Dev Cap 2 if you're feeling Giga Chad. It's perfectly fine with like a Zhonya's third. It's really about ability power on her. Diana has insane ratios, right? Insane ratios. Like your AP ratios, it's all about being tanky as possible. And Zhonya is extremely important, so we do need the Zhonyas as well. But this will give you a lot of potential in carrying. What's really good about this item, also Sork Boots is go-to. The reason why I didn't go Sork Boots yet, it's mostly because I just had perfect buys to get the items that I need. Here, this area might not be warded, so I might play around that. I'm greedy because of Rakan. I don't know what Rakan is doing. He's on heroin, okay. Trying to scan the area a bit, but we gotta really respect the Vladimir. Vladimir is, how I say, he's a champion that's good against me, you could say. So champions that are generally good against you, you have to kind of respect that. I'm good against other champs. I'm good against Jinx. I'm good against Yumi. I'm good against, you know. I'm good against these sort of other champions, right? So I'm not as worried about that. I also really love taking this outer if I can, if I'm trying to carry. This outer gives me a lot of money. Don't even have to use the Herald itself. You just crash it. Here I can flash on Yumi anytime, but I just want to see if there's anyone helping her. I'm gonna just kill the tower. It's faster than trying to run away. This is where it gets greedy a bit. I'm gonna try to save my mana. And you know, there's not much I can do in that. I did as much as I could. I got as much value as we could possibly have done. But once we're that deep, there's no going out. You gotta commit to it. And here we decide on what item. He's literally a larva. Sea larva. A worm, he's demoted to sea larva. A worm wouldn't even be doing that play. Like, what are you doing, bro? It's 30 seconds ago, you would have been helpful, but not 30 seconds after. Like, what? But anyways, I'm gonna go Zhonya's. Or you see here, you go into Death Cap or Zhonya's, pretty much the go-to. This game, I think I'm gonna need Zhonya's. I find it, you know, more AP is great. I love more AP, but problem becomes they could try to one-shot me, and what do you need to stop that is actually Zhonya's, which is Seeker's Arm Guard, and then this one. So we're trying to get that. Here, I have to play pretty far back. I kind of want R, right? So we don't have R up. That's an important thing. That's a huge pick. They might do Dragon here, but actually I don't have E up, so I can't really stop that. That's a huge pick right there. I mean, I'm a genius. I am God. And here we just play for the Dragon now. They might try to fight us, but it's not really a concern for me. I'm gonna finish the Dragon always before I go for the fight. Need to go on the Yone. We're gonna R him fast. Kill the cat as well, because I don't, you know, we have to finish where we start. I love cats. I have a cat myself. But when you play League of Legends, it's not about what your personal life is about. Once you go on the Rift, that stuff is out the window, bro. It's your champion versus their champion. Remember that. It's gonna save your life one day. So here I'm gonna just finish with red. I might actually be... Where's my wolf going? Here I'm gonna just drop a ward. Sometimes, you know, I like this kind of like psychotic play. Or I just kind of set up a little house here. A little Airbnb, if you will. It's called, it can be risky. But because I just took red, I assume someone else might want the red buff. This guy is not a one shot, so we're not gonna one shot. If the Airbnb is not looking good, I just head on home. Sometimes the Airbnb is gonna get a tenant very soon. gonna get a nice little roommate. Very nice little roommate. Do they see me? Shh. Don't talk. Don't talk. Shh. She might face check me. But I don't want her. I want the Jinx. I want the child. Call me Drake. Dizzy. Hey there. Storm Surge. That's the proc on the item. Have to R fast here. Flash. No! That's the importance of Zhonya's. Being able to Zhonya's a combo like that is very important. Even though as fed as I can be, you can still easily die to stuff like that, so you have to watch out. My team's strong enough, I've got them all ahead well enough, fed them well, that they're able to win without me. So proud, like a proud father. I'm like a proud father I am. And also I have enough for Zhonya. So here I go, Def Cab, Void Staff. You can get like Lich Bane if you want to sell Nashers later in the game. You can sell Nashers. It's really up to you. You really need MR. You can also go Banshees as well. If you want to sell your boots late game, you sell it for Cosmic Drive. That's a very good boot seller item. Here my team's kind of winning without me, so I'm very, you know, like I'm proud, but also at the same time I'm kind of like disappointed. You know, I want to see them suffer a bit without me, and then I come in like a hero with my cloak on and everything. But here I'm gonna show you guys the Baron one shot. I don't actually, you can actually solo Baron at this point, so just make sure you can always jump over too. Dyna extremely broken with Baron buff. You can solo Baron. Your Baron is super OP. You always want to play around that. You always want to kind of play around that kind of stuff. Here I don't really care if they're coming because you see how fast I'm actually able to take them. It's not even close. It's really realistically not even close. No! No, that was a bit greedy. It was probably warded there. Greed is a sin, but sometimes greed can be hilarious. But yeah, you don't want to be too greedy. That was unnecessary. Because one action leads to another action, which also leads to your team just running it down right after. Which you kind of want to avoid if you can. This is a free inhib. Nila should just go on this Jinx who's literally no flash. They are running it down by playing like the way they're playing. So I'm pretty proud of my team. You know, I raised them. I'm a father. Jinx should be dead. No flash from earlier. We timed that. Remember, immobile. You really have to pay attention to the flashes of immobile champions. Champions with low mobility. No dashes, no flash. Champs like Jinx. Very important. Champs like Yumi. Because once they use their sort of flash, their summoners, they're completely helpless. So you always want to capitalize on that. Here we're going to go down mid and most likely end the game. Obviously I was having a little too much fun at the end, but you know me, I love to have fun. Look at the CS, recognize, respect. I could have easily played a split push style game with this comp to win if our team fighting was too weak. That's sort of the benefit of Diana as well. Overall, really great pick, a really good AP jungler. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, subscribe if you haven't already. Share this with your family member. And yeah, good luck on the games. Good luck on the climb. And good luck picking up Diana.